This presentation was brought to you by Dawson and Jackson. Our case study is on the wolves of Yellowstone and how altering their populations changed the Yellowstone ecosystem. The wolves were at first removed by humans through hunting, and as they were removed, the Yellowstone ecosystem started to negatively change. The gray wolf is the apex predator in Yellowstone, next to the grizzly. It regulates both deer and elk populations. When these populations are under control, the vegetation is stable and prevents riverbank erosion. The populations of fish and beavers are then stable in the river because the river is stable. The wolf controls how the ecosystem functions, and without them, the ecosystem starts to decline.
Once the gray wolf was removed from the Yellowstone ecosystem, everything started to change. Since deer and elk didn't have any predators, their population exploded, and they began to overgraze and move into riparian areas and eat cottonwood and aspen trees, decreasing the diversity of those ecosystems. Also, since these trees were no longer growing in the riparian ecosystem, they couldn't fall into the river, so the river gained a faster current and started eroding away the soil at the riverbed at an alarming rate. Once the wolves were reintroduced in 1995, strange things started to happen. Deer and elk populations started to level out, and in addition, they stopped eating away at riparian ecosystems, which allowed more species to grow there, and allowed beavers to come back and dam certain parts of the river, which allowed certain species of fish to survive and repopulate. And since the deer and elk were no longer overgrazing, certain berries could grow and allow songbirds and bears to move back into the national park. And although wolves were small in numbers, they had a hugely positive impact on the national park ecosystem.